Hey guys, and I hope you guys are doing okay today. Today I have another Dead by Daylight discussion video. I know you guys enjoy these, so I'm back with another one today. Today I'll be going over why I don't think Killer Shack should exist in Dead by Daylight. Now I was gonna upload this last night, record it. Obviously I am late to uploading. But if I'm going to be honest, I was tired, and I don't really like to make discussion videos when I'm tired, because I can't really open my mind, and it's just discussions are just shit. I'm going to be honest, when I'm tired and I make discussions, they're shit. That's what I'm going to say. But yeah, obviously I'm way more weight now, and I feel like making discussions are just 10 times easier. So yeah, anyways, as I said, I'll be going over why I don't think Killer Shack should exist in Dead by Daylight. I'll be breaking down what it used to be like, and I'll be breaking down why I don't think it should exist, it has no purpose, and how maps without Killer Shack are still really fucking strong. Yeah, that was a lot of speaking. Let's jump right into today's video, guys. So, Killer Shack has been in Dead by Daylight since the release back in 2016. Yes, 5 years ago. It's still in the game. Killer Shack used to be way more survivor-sided than it currently is. Obviously now it's still survivor-sided, but back in the day it used to be worse. So they have changed it, which is good. But I'll speak about this in a minute. So let's go over the old Killer Shack. So if you're not sure about the old Killer Shack, I have an image right here. The old Killer Shack used to have 2 windows, no pallet, 1 door, 2 windows. Back in the day, there used to be no such thing as windows being blocked with bamboozle or just anything like that. Do apologize for my phone. Anything like that, literally anything like that. So survivors could abuse the windows in Killer Shack because there was 2 windows, so it was basically an infinite. To make it worse, survivors could fast vault from any angle, yes, and vaulting was way quicker for survivor, and Killer's vaulting speed was extremely slow back in the day. So it took the Killer, I'm not even kidding, 5 seconds I believe, or 4 seconds to vault a fucking window, and it took the survivors literally a second to vault it. Yeah, I'm being serious. So think of it, no killer could get the survivor at the shack unless the survivor fucked up massively, which is you capitalizing off their mistakes, or if you're Nurse. But that's it, 1 killer out of the rest, right? Which is extremely shit. Was Nurse even back in the day out then? No, she wasn't. So yeah, literally no killer could actually use their skill to get the survivor at shack. All they had to use, or not even use, all they had to do is rely on the survivors fucking up. And it was way harder for the survivors to fuck up back in the day because they're all good windows, right? I mean, yeah, as Trapper you could put a trap there, but that's still taking you forever. And think of it, back in the day, Trapper took, was it like 7 seconds to place a trap? Something crazy like that. It was so stupid. And not only that, back in the day, there was way like more towers that are really strong as well. So you have the really strong towers as well, which have been removed now. I mean, not removed, most of them have been removed. Plus the shack. So it was virtually impossible at the higher level to be using skill against the survivor in this situation, which is stupid. Then they changed it to where the shack is currently. I'm not sure when they changed it. I think 2017 they must have changed it. So let's say 2017 they changed this, 4 years, and it's still the same. There's 2 doors now, one with a god pallet and one with a really strong window still. Now this is where the problem lies. There's a god pallet when there's already a really strong window, because the shack window is extremely fucking strong still. It is extremely strong. Yes, you can get the survivors at the shack window as killer, you can, that's not impossible, you can. But you, as I said again, you have to capitalize off their mistakes. You can't really condition the survivors to fuck up. You can't condition them to mess up like that. Like, you can't condition them at all. There's no mind game or skill at the shack window. All you have to do is hope they fall for you doing a moonwalk. But that's not really conditioning, that's just guessing, right? You're guessing if the survivor's gonna fuck up, because you can fuck yourself over massively by doing that. You can. So there's no real like strategic way, or no real like way to beat the survivor at shack at the higher level. I'm not talking about the low level, obviously. Currently there still is no real way. Yes, as I said, it's not impossible to get them, but you're not using skill. You're using luck. You're using their mistakes to capitalize. Am I wrong? So at a shack window, you can do stuff to moonwalk, but that's you guessing. You're not really using skill. You're just hoping they fall for it. Am I wrong? Please tell me if I'm wrong, honestly, because that's the case. It fucking is. Like, whoever plays at the high level and has enough fucking hours should know if they play both sides. By the way, I'm not a killer main. By the way, I'm play both sides, as you can see here. I've been playing this game for like fucking 3 years basically. I have 5k hours, so I fucking know what I'm doing. I know what I'm saying. There's you should know that Shaq has no real counter to it using skill as killer at the higher level. I'm not talking about the lower level. And yes, what if you're Spirit or Nurse? But that's 2 killers out of 20. I'm not talking about Spirit or Nurse in this situation, because Nurse and Spirit are the only counter to strong pallets. Mainly Nurse, because you can blink over them. But that's 2 killers out of the rest, which is extremely fucking bad. And if anyone uses that as an excuse in this whole debate, then that's childish. It's really ludicrous as well. Like, oh well, these 2 killers can counter it, so that must mean Shaq's balance, right? Yeah, because everyone plays them 2 killers in DVD. Yeah, we have to play them 2 killers just to beat a towel. Yeah, great design, right? No, it's stupid. It makes no fucking sense. It doesn't. It really doesn't. So I feel like if they were to remove one thing from Shaq, the palette. There's a god palette there. There's no skill to it, no gameplay. You have to, as I said, capitalize on the survivors fucking up. You can do a few things to try and make him fuck up, but that's, as I said, guessing. You're not really using skill, because Killer Shaq or god palettes in general negate the killer skill of looping. Let's talk about the game map as killer. If you're playing the game map, not Nurse or Spirit or Huntress or Deathslinger, actually no, not. Let's discard Huntress, Nurse, and Spirit in this situation. Let's say you're playing on the game map, any other killer except from Nurse, Huntress, or Spirit. The game map is extremely survivor sided in terms of getting them down, because there's god palettes everywhere, so you can't do anything to get them. You can't. It negates your skill of a killer. Let's say if you've been playing killer for like 2 years, you have like 3k hours, some crazy shit like that on killer. Your skill, what you've learned in them fucking 3k hours as killer of how to get survivors, means nothing anymore, because it's a god palette. It's one-sided, which is the survivor side. It's one-sided. So your skill as killer doesn't mean shit on the game map or on any map with a god palette. It doesn't mean shit, because it's on the survivor's side. So you can't use any skill or anything to get the survivor, which is hugely worrying, and it's really fucking poorly designed. And I'm still surprised that the devs are still putting god fucking palettes on maps to this day. They are, like, with this new game rework, sorry, I can't speak, back in February, I believe, they made a game map way harder for killer in terms of getting the survivor down. They did. They've added like 20 fucking god palettes for some reason, which is really stupid. I think I made a rant on that, I could be wrong, but it's stupid. It's really poorly designed, and I'm surprised that the devs are still fucking with this shit. Yes, I am surprised that the devs are still doing this shit. Ugh, with a game that's 5 years old, why are they still doing this? Like, haven't they learned that god palettes are just really fucking boring to go against this killer? Now, I'm not trying to sound like an entitled killer main. I play both sides, as I said. I'm not. I'm just being honest. If something's really fucking killer sided, I'm gonna point it out. Let's talk about a really good Nurse, for example, right? If you're going against a really good Nurse who mains Nurse has like 3k hours on Nurse, then yes, it's extremely boring and unfair to go against that Nurse as survivor, because you're not really using skill against that Nurse. You're just using luck. You're guessing if the Nurse is going to fuck up, because the Nurse is in control. So you see, that is extremely boring to go against a survivor, a good Nurse. I don't care if you say, oh, that Nurse, you have to respect that Nurse for playing well. I mean, like, Nurse is the only killer in the game with the highest skill cap, or the biggest skill cap Nurse has in the game, which is fair enough. So you have to play Nurse for a while to get good, but a good Nurse is extremely unfair to go against unless you're like a 20 squad, but I don't really count 20 squads in these discussions, because 20 squads are in public games, so most of the time a good Nurse is gonna fuck you over and the whole team, unless the Nurse plays bad. But as I said, a really good Nurse in a public game, yeah, you're pretty much fucked. So that's extremely boring to go against, right? So I'm not trying to be a killer main, as you can clearly hear. I stick up for Survivor as well. I'm just saying. Anyways, I feel like I'm going off topic. It's 10 minutes in. I'll go over a couple of last things. So, does Killer Shack really have any purpose? Honestly, there's no backstory to it. It's supposed to be called the Killer Shack, right? But what? Does the killer always spawn in the shack? No, we don't. We've rarely even spawned in the shack. Most of the time, the survivors end up spawning in the shack. So, I feel like Killer Shack is beta, right? It's been in the game since 2016, and it feels like it's unfinished, and it's just sitting there still. No purpose, no backstory, nothing. There's no incentive for it to be in the game. And I don't know why the devs just keep it here and just let it sit there on the survivor side and just let survivors abuse the fuck out of it. Because the shack without a pallet is still strong, and it even has a pallet to it, so it's really, really fucking strong for Survivor, and it's really unfair for Killer. It fucking is. And for a game that's 5 years old, why is it still here? It has no purpose. I've gone over why it has no purpose, and let's go over the one last thing of why Killer Shack should be removed. So, there's maps in this game without Killer Shack. The game map, Larry's, Hawkins, Midwich, Haddonfield. Any other maps are missing? There's like 4 or 5 maps in this game currently without a Killer Shack. And Haddonfield, in my opinion, is the most survivor-sided map in the game, and it doesn't have a Killer Shack. So that's proof right there. If you play this game enough, you should know that Haddonfield is extremely bad for Killer. Extremely bad map for Killer. And it don't have a Killer Shack. So that's proof that a map in DBD without a Killer Shack can still be strong. And I think it's the strongest map in the game, and it don't have a Killer Shack. Yeah, so what purpose does Killer Shack have? Anyways, if you guys disagree with me, I'd love to know why. I'd love to actually debate about this, because, yeah, why wouldn't I? If you guys disagree with me in any way, let me know. Please try and change my mind. Honestly, I don't care about being right in this situation. I just want to learn. Just learn new things in these discussions. I don't care about being right. I don't care about that. It's not about that. I just want to be educated. So yeah, please educate me if I'm wrong, or if you think I'm wrong. I'd love to know. I'd love to debate. I'm not going to be malicious in this debate, but if you do end up insulting me, then fuck you. I'm blocking you, or just some shit like that. Or I'll probably just end up just going to your level just to debate, right? Yeah, 12 minutes in, long discussion. On Friday, I'll do why I don't think jungle gyms should exist in DBD, if I did not say that at the start. Because for some reason, jungle gyms still exist, which is a huge problem. Can't fucking speak, I'm losing my voice of this long ass discussion. But yeah, I don't know why these 2 fucking towers still exist in DBD, 5 years old. It's just stupid. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.